Nice to meet you, G. What's happening?
Hey, just here. Glad to be with Rory the Storm. I was looking at your training, for your next fight, and I'm excited to watch that fight.
Bro, I'm going to win just for you. Just for you. So,
Awesome.
where are you from?
I'm from Mexico. I'm from Tijuana. hmm
So, you're Mexican, so you've got that boxing blood anyway, you know? So, you got that fight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. Maybe in the future I'll be there with you guys. First, I gotta get rich. That way,
Mm.
I could train, right? Because it takes a lot of focus to train properly.
Everything in life is training. So, let's talk about training. So, you signed up to the real world. When did you join the real world, G?
It was over a year ago. It was over a year ago that I've joined. So it all started with the woke mind virus, right?
Mm.
I do want to tell everybody out there when I joined the real world, I was in a dark place, right? I was in a dark place. And then everything was getting censored to follow the narrative of the woke mind virus. So I felt alone in the world, right? I thought everybody was woke at a moment, and then I started hearing Tate. He was getting canceled, but I kept seeing him in some videos, and then I knew that there were people out there that had, you know, a different view of the woke mind virus, similar to my beliefs. So ever since then, I started following him. I heard about the real world. At the beginning, I thought he was some type of scam, right? But it's like $50, right? $50. We spend $50 on anything else. I spend that on beer. Let's try it out. And when I joined, it's just mind blowing. It's like everything you get for $50. I think those are the best $50 I ever spent.
Unbelievable. So, you joined the real world. Where did you go from there? So what happened when you joined the real world? How did you decide what campus you were going to join?
So since I was younger, I was doing like call centers and a little bit of sales, right? So I joined the business campus first because I'm already kind of good at selling, and so I figure out I kind of already have the advantage there. Let's learn more. At the beginning, since I knew about sales already, I kind of wanted to test it out. Like, are these people really that good that they're gonna teach me stuff? And once I started going through the courses, I knew that even if I was a good salesman, I was missing so many things that I started closing way more sales just by going through the courses. So that's where it all started at the business campus.
Unbelievable. So you joined the business campus and your professor is
Arno.
Arno, correct, correct. So you joined the business campus. Did you already have a business or did you start an agency from scratch or what was your move?
So I was doing already sales. So because of everything I learned there, I started working from home, which I was doing sales from home. I did get hired to be. It was crazy. It was crazy because um, it's just the way that it works. Some people were looking for a sales manager. They ended up being he was the main guy from the state bar of Texas,
Hmm.
right? And he was like the main attorney and also an influencer, Andres Gutierrez, and they needed a sales manager for their project, right? They have hired five different sales managers before, but I was so confident in myself and the real world, and I did bump into a lot of roadblocks, but I was able to pass through them because of the real world. And I stayed there, and I kept the manager position from everything that I learned in the real world when other five people that were hired failed. So that's when I knew it was working, you know?
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. So you join the real world, you join your campus, you've already got a sales job. Now you're looking to increase sales, I guess, right? So what did Arno teach you? Like, give me I don't know. Let's talk about the three core principles that you've learned from Arno himself. Could you go a bit more into that for me?
Well, I did go through the courses from Tate, of course, which taught me about speed, making money, not give anything for free, right? And he taught me how to be more patient with the customers, don't get too excited about the money, how to be able to talk to like enclose high ticket items. I'm doing real estate now, and so when I joined the campus, it taught me how to do marketing, which now it's super easy to me. I actually teach people how to do marketing now, right? Uh, but it was crazy because all I wanted to do is get my $50 back, right?
Yeah,
So I started doing marketing for this guy for just the $50. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do the marketing. $50 is not a lot, but I get the real world for free,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so that's where it all started. After that, I was making more money, selling some properties. But turns out this guy, I've been doing his marketing for so long, and we got to trust each other. So now he has a huge real estate project, and I have my real estate team that I work with. So now I'm putting them together, and I'm gonna be like the real estate manager for this project. So it all started with those $50. Now that I think about it, because they just made the deposit yesterday. That's why I was waiting for the interview because I wanted to talk about it, but I
yeah.
didn't want to talk about it if I didn't get paid yet. But now that they deposited, then it all started with those $50, right?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you've done that. So you teach people to market as well. You said.
Yeah, to do marketing. Um, so pretty much in Mexico, we're still a little behind when it comes down to everything that's inside the real world, like AI, marketing, crypto, all of these things, right? So sometimes I tell people, give me $100, I'll teach you how to do a marketing in one day, or give me $100, I'll help you set up your crypto wallets, right? And so it's things that people here still don't know, and to me, I mean, I've been knowing this ever since I joined.
Unbelievable. So he's taught you marketing. So, but what's some of the core principles that Arno's taught you in terms of like obviously mindset and stuff like that? You mentioned that you watched all of Andrew's courses, but now obviously these students when they join the campuses, what's the three main things maybe that they would learn from principles from Arno?
Principles is to never quit, right? You're not gonna close every single sale. Um, of course, not to be scared of talking to people, right? They're also human beings. These people, they might be professional at their business, right? But they don't know nothing about marketing. They don't know nothing about social media. They don't know nothing about websites, nothing about technology, right? So they're humans. We're humans. We have to make human interaction, right? And those are just some of the things. There's too many to mention, to be honest. I pretty much gone through so many courses. It's too much.
So, how long did it take you from joining the real world to actually making that first dollar back in terms of time? How long did it take to turn that back?
It was within the first month, between the first month. Um, so first I was just looking. I was just doing knowledge, right? I had my job, and I was looking for knowledge, and then I implemented it, which that's what he teaches you. Yeah, right. You got to take action. Doesn't matter how much you know if you're not taking action. So you have to take action. I got this guy for the $50, so that way like the $50 from the real world were not really coming out of my pocket. It was from a client I got because of the real world. And after that, he started referring me with other people, and it just got easier ever since. So I do believe like the first customer is probably the hardest one.
Absolutely, because if you can get one, you can get 100, right? So did Arno, teach you how to get that first customer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice. And how? So you got your first customer, and how did you go? How did you get that first customer though? Did you cold call? Did you know them? How did you go about getting that first customer?
The first customer was actually referred to me because I was putting on my social media that I help out with marketing and anything regarding your business websites. So they referred him to me, right? And then I applied everything that I saw in the courses to close him, right? It's
Hmm.
like, you know what? Well, actually, he he was paying me $50. Then he started paying me $100. So first locked them in for the 50, like pay right now, we'll do it for $50. Then as he saw the results, then I told him, hey, you know what? The results you're getting and the money you're making because of my marketing, they're still worth more than
Oh,
$100, right?
yeah.
But so we could keep that relationship. Let's just do it for 100 and call it evens. Um, so yeah,
Unbelievable, bro. So you you've got your first customer. How many customers have you got now?
I would say around five.
Okay, and how much are you? How much have you made inside the real world since you've joined?
Since I joined, at least because I still had my regular, sales job, but my sales did increase,
Hmm.
and um, I would say just because of the real world, easily anywhere from 300K plus.
Wow, that's unbelievable, bro. That is unreal. So
Well, the thing is that I invested like the money. Once you start making money, um, you spend it, right? So we need more.
absolutely, a lot of people think that they're just going to start making 10K a month and their outgoings aren't going to increase. What they don't realize is as soon as your money goes up, your outgoings go up. So it's like you have to keep it motivates you to find more people, So it's unbelievable. But is there anything that any mistakes that you made that maybe you would tell students not to make if they were to join the business campus? Was there any mistakes you made along the way?
Not get greedy, right? Not get greedy. Um, and because personally, I feel like I'm worth so much, right? But your customers, they don't know you, right? You might be worth $1 million, right? But the customers don't know you. So I would say humble down like I did, get started even with a little bit, a few $100, right? And once you create a website, once you're doing their marketing, they will refer you. You could use that same website because I started reaching out to other people and I told them, you know what? I'm doing marketing for this guy. He's making so much money because of me. And I would even tell him, hey, can you come into a Zoom call and tell them that I am doing your marketing, how much money you're getting, so they believe it. And I had to do that twice, but once they seen the whole thing and that it was real, it kind of builds trust. But if you go and like trying to charge thousands of dollars, if they don't know you, you might be able to pull it off. And if you could do that, congratulations, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But my recommendations is to humble down at the beginning, get it started, at least get your money back from the real world, right? At the very least, and then start scaling up from there.
Nice, bro. Nice. Is there anyone that you've met inside the campus that you speak to regularly, or maybe is there anyone that you've maybe formed a friendship with, or give advice to, or taken advice from? Have you formed any sort of friendship, business partner, or brotherhood inside there?
Yeah, actually, with a few people, because I post my wins, right? Every time I make a win, I post them, so people started, adding me and asking me, "How do you do it?" So I tell them, and some of the people in there are young, right?
Mm.
There's this. His name is Aiden Shabah, and he's like 17 years old, and he's super serious about learning. He's asking all these questions,
Yeah.
and then it makes me wonder, like, wow, like, where would I be if I was that serious when I was 17, right? And trying to ask all these questions, trying to create a business and so young.
Mhm.
So maybe he's gonna be the next multimillionaire, and just the fact that I'm able to help him get there. Um, I used to be a teacher before, so it kind of gives me that same feeling, right? I used to be a professor for. I used to teach English here in Mexico, and it's a beautiful feeling that you get to help people out, improve their life. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything better than that.
Unreal. So so you enjoy helping people. It's fine. You find it very self-satisfying. And would you argue that these people are very like-minded with yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So, as I mentioned before, most of the people I was surrounded with, it was like partying and drug and alcohol and being hangover, go out on the weekend, spend all your money on the weekend, be broke by Monday type of people, right? So just the fact that I found a community that every single body, it's kind of like when you pay to go to the gym. I want to believe that everybody that pays a membership for the gym is there to work out.
Yeah.
So the fact these people are paying to be in a community that's gonna help them make money, right? They're all like-minded individuals. They're trying to make it. They're trying to get rich. They're trying to have a better life for their family. So just the fact that there's a community, and knowing that there are more people out there that
Yeah.
are like-minded, because if you're the only one in the world, then it makes you feel a little crazy, right? But
Of
when you
course.
see that a bunch of other people have the same goals as you,
Yeah.
then it is a normal goal, but just not everybody has those goals.
That's right. Birds of a feather flock together, as they say, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's great to hear. Now let's run through your. I want to speak about maybe your standard sort of day inside the real world. So how do you begin your day inside the real world? How does it end? And how long do you spend inside the real world per day?
That's the thing. So right now, I know pretty much everything about crypto. I'm learning a lot about AI because, as I mentioned, first with the business campus, I was able to improve my sales skills. So I got a sales job working from home. And with that, with those commissions I was making, I bought a different monitor. So I'm always inside the real world, like 24/7. If you ever need somebody that's 24/7 in the real world, I'm literally here since 6 in the morning Pacific time until like 10 p.m. Pacific time. And it's kind of, the real world has become my Instagram, or my, but it's not like brain rot scrolling, because it's
Yeah.
nothing but knowledge. So every time I get anxious and I want to start scrolling, I go in the real world. So all the scrolling I'm doing, it's acquiring knowledge. So I do believe that also have helped me out a lot. But since I log in to my sales job at work from 6 a.m., and that same moment, I'm turning on my other computer to go inside the real world. Hmm.
Unbelievable. So it's like your social media app for you. It's like your escape from all the nonsense that life brings. So you just stay inside the real world.
Exactly.
It's good, man.
Before I used to click on Facebook and Instagram all the time. Now I click on the real world,
Yeah.
and you'll be surprised. There's always something new. There's always happening. Something is happening inside of the real world, like 24/7. Um,
Give me an example of that. I want to hear an example of that because that's cool.
for example,
Yeah.
the crypto, on my spare time, I like going to the crypto campus, because if you want to make money, you have to be quick, right?
Yeah.
So I log in there, and then Sillard just say, "Oh, this coin is about to pump." I invest in that coin, and it goes up that same moment. So um, it's speed, right? And
Yeah.
actually, the real world has become like my newsletter, because before anything goes, like from the professors inside of the real world, it's verified information, right? You're not gonna find scams in there. You're not gonna find fake information. I don't take information from students, of course, because you never know. But everything the professors and the captains say before they post it is because they know it's real. They already verified the information that is legit. So it has become also like my news, because everything is fake news nowadays, right? If you
Hmm.
look at social media, there's so much fake news that I know at least here they verify the information before they post it up.
Yeah, unbelievable, bro. And you know, if someone said to you, you can learn all this stuff on other platforms, say YouTube or places like, what would you say to them?
I've tried it and I learned a few things from there, but it's definitely different. It is different. YouTube wouldn't give the opportunity to be talking to the storm, right?
Hmm.
So, and it doesn't connect you with multimillionaires with Arno. Every time I do have questions on a live call, I ask the question, he answers it. So, he's verified millionaire, right? It's just the fact, and he's successful, right? So, just the fact he answers your questions in the real world. Because I always look for knowledge and I still haven't found something like this. I've seen other platforms that are trying to copy it with different people, um, but it
It's
worked
just
for me
unmatched, bro.
here.
We're unmatched. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I agree.
yes.
I agree. And what's the best thing you've learned inside the real world? What is the single best thing you've learned inside your campus, bro?
Take action and don't quit. Don't. There's this course like don't get your panties wet right before, so don't get too excited until you get paid, right? And don't get your feelings involved, and just be human. Take action.
I love that, bro. Well, look, thank you for your time, G's. Are you going to join the war room anytime soon?
Hopefully, I'm thinking about that. It's because everything I open up a daycare business for my wife, right?
Hmm.
So I gotta stack up again.
Yeah,
But once we're stacked up, the plan is to be there because I seen the videos of people in the war room, sparring with Tate and with you. So hopefully, I'll be seeing you guys soon. That is the
hopefully I
plan.
see you there, G. Hopefully I see you there. Well, listen, it's been
You
lovely
gotta
speaking.
win that fight, brother. I'm
Bro,
spending all my money on
don't worry. I'm gonna win. There's no other way.
you.
You know. Ofuyama todos se matamos a la puta. Huh? So it's cool, man.
Ah!
No worries. Because listen, it's lovely to meet you, bro. Honestly, and I wish you all the best. Hopefully, I see you inside the war room, and when you do join, come see me for a coffee, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thanks
Have a
so much,
successful
G.
day.
See you, brother. Nice to see you.